This is Norbert Herber from Indiana University and GQ Audio. In the book Composing Music for Games, Chance Thomas talks about musical building blocks. These are the musical equivalent of Tinker Toys or Legos. You snap them together in a variety of ways, and each new construction produces a different result. This is especially important in game audio. Each musical construction is intended to match the way different players choose to engage the game. In this first lesson, I'll show you how to create an FMOD event for an intro building block. Intros are significant because they're the musical introduction to the game world. This is how you create one. In FMOD, you'll right-click over here in the Events section and choose New Event. Let's just simply call this one Intro and hit Return. First thing you'll notice in FMOD is that you have this panning section down here. This is actually a 3D panner that's on the master track, and it's really not something you need for musical events like this. It's great for sound effects and anything that you want to be positioned within the world, but for music, it just eats up a lot of processing power that is better used for sound effects that need to be positioned in the world and other aspects of the game. So you can click on that 3D panner, hit the delete key, it clears it out, and that will really help conserve resources within the game overall. The next thing we'll do is bring in some music. You can download all of these files. You can check the description below for the link for that. I'm going to choose Import and grab the sound file called introblock.wave. Click Open. FMOD puts it here in the audio bin, and then I'll drag it over here and drop it onto the timeline of this track. It's part of our event. I'll slide it all the way over to the beginning. And now that it's there, we can hear what this event sounds like. And that's it. That's the intro. And every time it's cued in the game, it will play like that. But in games, you never necessarily know when one event should be over so that the next one can begin. And what's really helpful with FMOD and other kinds of middleware is that we can include behaviors that allow them to fade out. So when the game says, you need to stop playing this sound file so we can start playing a new one, the previous sound file will go away and the new file will come in, and we can time those fades so that the transitions are really smooth. This particular intro needs a 3-second fade out so that it can blend well with the next section of music that is supposed to follow it. And it's really easy to add one of those. In FMOD, we select the master track and then right-click on the volume fader, choose Add Modulation, and then go to the AHDSR. It looks like the envelope of a synthesizer, and this is what FMOD will allow us to do to set the times for how the volume of this may need to change as it's playing back. Well, we're just going to add a fade out. So in the section here, where it gives us a 1-second attack by default, we really don't want that. We don't want it to fade in at all. It's already doing that on its own. So I will double-click where it says 1 second and just change that value to 0. And so now there's no fade at all. At the end of the AHDSR, we have values for release. And again, the default for that is 1 second. 3 seconds is really the right length for this particular sound file. So I'll do the same thing. I'll double click where it says 1, type in a 3, and it changes it. Now if you want, you can click this and drag it and change the release time in whatever way you like. But it goes all the way out to a full 60 seconds. 3 seconds is kind of short, so I find it a lot easier to enter these values manually. And now we have a 3-second release or 3-second fade on our intro. Now we can hear what that sounds like. I'm going to press play and let this event begin. And then if I want to hear how this release works, I can just click on stop and hold it. And after a little bit of time, that envelope kicks in. You'll see that the stop button graphic will change a little bit, and that's when the release actually starts to do its thing. Here, we'll listen to that one more time. And now I'll click stop. Yeah. Play becomes white when the release kicks in. In this case, it waits for 3 seconds, fades out the sound, and then automatically reverts to the beginning to let you know that this whole thing is done. So with this event, you can hear the intro decay over the region that you set with the AHD-SR release. And as this building block is combined with others, the fade that we just created will allow this intro to blend seamlessly with the next building block that a player triggers. Look in the description below. There are some links for other tutorials, and also take a look at the gray box demo video. That allows you to see and hear these things working in the context of a Unity game. Thanks for watching.